Tucker Carlson has also responded back to President Donald Trump in this little volleyball game they got going on. He responded to Trump's insults by asserting that Trump is currently getting blackmailed by Israel. So, Cenk, what are your 2 cents there?
Well, first of all, I think that that's certainly possible. So we'll talk about how possible that is in a second. But wait till you hear the even worse things Tucker Carlson said about him, to the point where even I was shocked. So Elliot, tell us about it.
All right. Well, yesterday Trump called Carlson a broken man in need of a psychiatrist. Really great. Today's edition of the Tucker Carlson Morning Note reads, rather than engaging in petty name calling, we want to give the president some grace. He is facing a lobbying campaign that is dark enough to make him abandon his campaign promises and morph into the precise kind of politician he once vowed to destroy. I think Tucker was almost trying to make a Star Wars reference, but decided not to at the very end. So what sort of lobbying campaign, you might ask? Establishment and media never reports this, but the Israeli government has a storied history of blackmailing US presidents. Perhaps the most jarring example occurred in the 90s when Israel used recordings of a Bill Clinton-Monica Lewinsky phone sex session as leverage to pressure Clinton into releasing convicted spy Jonathan Pollard from prison. The phone sex story is worth remembering as President Trump attempts to end the Iran war. Like many other things Israel has done, it shows that America's, quote, special ally is willing to play very dirty to achieve its goals. Dark money campaign contributions, extortion, physical threats, and even assassination. Israel's current top priority is making sure Operation Epic Fury does not stop. Based on the country's past, its leaders are doubtlessly willing to push as hard as necessary to ensure the bloodshed continues. That could mean Clinton-style blackmail against Trump or something far more morbid. Very dramatic. We do not know for sure whether that is happening, but the mere possibility is haunting enough to keep the president up at night. He is under a level of pressure that most people cannot fathom. Just maybe a tiny bit of passive aggressiveness there. If you pay really close attention later today, Carlson doubled down on his defense or attacks on Trump. Breaking, responding to Thursday's brutal Truth Social post by POTUS, Carlson said, "I've always liked Trump and still feel sorry for him, as I do for all slaves." Asked to elaborate, Carlson added, "He's hemmed in by other forces. He can't make his own decisions. It's awful to watch." Yeah, so that's, I would say, definitely passive. But actually, that might just be considered aggressive. So one of the forces that's pushing Trump towards Israel does seem to be none other than everyone's favorite Laura Loomer.
It's either he's mentally ill, he's either relapsed as an alcoholic, or he's taking money from a Muslim country or taking money from somebody, okay? But the president has had enough of Tucker. And yeah, I'm just going to admit it. I send the president Tucker Carlson's clip so he can see the that he says about him. I do. And I want that motherfucker Tucker Carlson to know that I'm the one who knifed him from the front. I want him to know. I'm not talking about physical violence, physical knifing, but yeah, I'm the one that sent the president all your Tucker, because he deserves to see the fact that you are lying about him and you are smearing him and you are saying the most vile things about our country and our president, and you are creating so much chaos. You're going to cause the Democrats to take the House and the Senate, and you are endangering our national security by whitewashing this barbaric death cult ideology known as Islam.
Just want to give everybody a few moments to pick up the brain cells that probably just fell out of your head and jam them back in there, because Loomer isn't about to stop there. So today, Benny Johnson said that Benjamin Netanyahu should be banned from the White House for pushing Trump into the Iran war. Well, Loomer wasn't going to take that sitting down. So in response, Loomer is now attacking X accounts that are sharing his comments. Have you noticed how Daily Caller, which was founded by Tucker Carlson, has become a propaganda arm for the Catholic Church and anti-Israel propaganda? Looks like Tucker is still very much involved with Daily Caller. Daily Caller or Daily Stormer? Hard to tell these days. Burn. Got him. All right, Cenk, what do you think about this? Are you enjoying the fight, or are you hoping they all just kind of get along?
No, I don't want them to get along. So no, I have a very clear side. I don't hide it. So first, let's talk about Laura Loomer real quick. Notice she said that Islam is a death cult. Imagine if anyone had said Judaism is a death cult and the Jews are in a death cult. Obviously, CNN would have 200 segments on that. That person would be canceled forever and ever. No one would ever be allowed to talk to them. Meanwhile, Laura Loomer's firing people at the White House, and no one objects. Everybody's cool with it. They're like, oh, yeah. That deeply racist, bigoted person has enormous power over the White House. So, and I'm not even talking about the clips she's sending about Tucker Carlson to Donald Trump. That's like good Israeli propaganda 101. Hey, smear your enemies. Make sure that you brainwash the president. It's by the way, why is the president listening to Laura effing Loomer? Who the hell is she? Who the hell is Laura Loomer? Like, that's insane in and of itself, right? So I don't like, and I'm so sorry that I'm gonna do this, and I don't mean to draw the comparison in terms of content or anything along those lines or radicalism, but Harry Sisson, super popular on the left, right? And he's online, like 1,000 times more popular than Laura Loomer. If Joe Biden was constantly like, hey, Harry, who should I fire at the White House? People would be like, whoa, what the hell's going on, right? And so, whereas Laura Loomer, like a pipsqueak, a pimple on anyone's ass, coming around going, oh, you're fire, hey, Tucker Carlson, fire this person. Israel says no, Israel says fire that person. And Trump's like, oh, okay, hold on, I'm writing down the names. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am, whatever you are. Okay, so what is this? And no one in media is canceling her, even though she's like an avowed bigot. She says the most disgusting things about Muslims nonstop, and she doesn't hide it, right? But just giant double standard. Okay, so that's baked in. And so now let's move to the main fight, right? Tucker versus Trump. So let's now note for the record what Tucker started with there. Yeah, Bill Clinton was threatened by Benjamin Netanyahu, and he had two requests. He said, I want Jonathan Pollard released, pardoned. He's the traitor that gave our secrets to Israel, top secrets. And by the way, they were in the middle of the Oslo Accords, and Netanyahu wanted more favorable treatment. Like Bill Clinton saying nonstop about how the Israelis made a great offer. The goddamn Palestinians wouldn't take that brilliant offer by the Israelis. It's all their fault for being enslaved. They should be occupied for longer because they didn't take the offer, okay? So wait. How the hell did Netanyahu have tapes of Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton before anyone else? And why was that not the largest news story in the country? Why did no one in mainstream media cover it? That's insane. You know who covered it? The Israeli press. Almost like a, we got you by the balls. What are you gonna do about it? Now mainstream media goes, oh no, that same Netanyahu from that same country would never blackmail a US president. That's an outrageous conspiracy theory. He already did it. Like it's like saying OJ harming anyone. That's an outrageous conspiracy theory. Okay, so now that part is totally true. If you're not wondering if Trump is blackmailed by Israel, you're not paying attention. It doesn't mean that they're definitely doing it, and we don't yet have any direct evidence. I want to be super clear about that. But is it a legitimate question? Of course it's a legitimate question given the circumstances. And every time Netanyahu calls, Trump changes his position to Netanyahu's position. That is super strange. Imagine if the Bolivian president called Reagan like 12 times, and every time the Bolivian president called, Reagan changed America's position to a pro-Bolivian position, and one that hurt America. You'd be like, on the first one, you'd be like, oh, that's strange. Second one, super strange. On the 12th one, you'd be like, what does Bolivia have about Reagan, right? Like, these are obvious questions, right? So then when you get to the slave part, okay, now we're in World War III, right? Now he's like, Tucker's like, you wanna call me low IQ? You wanna call me nuts? All right, now we're gonna go all the way in, okay? And this is a death match. They've entered the octagon and only one's gonna come out, okay, politically. And you guys can all lay your bets wherever you like, and I am a gambling man. I will guarantee you this, by the year 2028, Tucker Carlson will be infinitely more popular in the Republican Party than Donald Trump, infinitely, Okay, so let's see. Now, everyone on cable news is, including Harry Enton and CNN, we showed it to you earlier today. They're like, Tucker's not at all popular among Republicans. He has no support at all. The Republicans love Donald Trump. Republicans love the war. They love the war. Keep the war going. Okay, all right, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Elections tend to be clarifying. And so I don't even know that Trump's even gonna make it to 2028. I mean, he is a house of cards. So let's see how it goes. And Elliot, am I on one side or the other? Of course, I'm on the side that's against the war. I'm on the side that says another country shouldn't control us. That doesn't mean I agree with everything Tucker says, but on this issue, not close. Tucker's 100% right, and Trump's 0% right.
Yeah, I also think that, I mean, when you're having these conversations, like how Laura Loomer's bringing up Islam and calling it a death cult, I think that's a great example of why having ethno-states is just generally speaking not a good idea, because it immediately muddies the water, and you can't talk about foreign policy without bringing in all of these like religious connotations, and I think that just gets very complicated, and it's not accurate. So I will say Tucker Carlson calling Trump the idea of calling someone a slave blows my mind anyway, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. So I hope they keep fighting, and I hope the war stops.
By the way, real quick, because this is such a good point. Like, to me, it's obvious that Saudi Arabia calling itself a Muslim state and Iran calling itself a Muslim state is a terrible idea. But if you say the idea of Israel calling it a Jewish state is a terrible idea, you'll be canceled to no end. So like, can we have a normal principled stand irrespective of religion? And mainstream media that claims to be objective says, no, you have to say Israel is good and the Muslims are bad. No, shut up. You guys are biased, you're disgusting, and you're almost always wrong.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.